28 inches of snow, 50 million people in the path, and this thing is now officially inside 24 hours. It's go time, folks. Blizzard warnings just went up for New York City for the first time in years. And every single model is now locked in on the same devastating track. And here's what's absolutely wild to me. Right now it's 74 degrees and sunny in Phoenix while Boston is about to get buried under 2 feet of snow. That's the kind of temperature contrast that creates monster storms. And brother, this one's shaping up to be a real beast. Drop your city in the comments right now because I'm covering over 80 cities today and you absolutely need to know what's headed your way. But first, let me tell you what the evening news ain't going to mention tonight. Because this is the part that should get your blood boiling. Just weeks ago during Winter Storm Fern, volunteer electrical crews showed up in Nashville ready to restore power, trucks loaded, crews trained. And you know what the utility company told them? Nah, we're good. While 230,000 families sat freezing in the dark for up to 2 weeks. A father named Almao Martinez, 39 years old with kids depending on him, died from carbon monoxide poisoning trying to keep his family warm. His neighbor said it plain. People are just trying not to freeze to death. And that wasn't drama. That was literally what was happening. 153 people didn't survive that storm. And here's what keeps me up at night. Nobody got fired. Nobody got held accountable. The same vulnerable power grid, the same underprepared utility companies, and now another monster storm is barreling toward those exact same cities. So yeah, I'm done sugarcoating anything. You need to know exactly what's coming and you need to be ready before tonight. Now let me walk you through what happened overnight that has every meteorologist I know glued to their screens this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. watching these model runs come in. And I gotta tell you, the 06Z Euro that dropped 3 hours ago is absolutely wild. The storm track shifted west again overnight, which means heavier snow further inland and blizzard conditions for every major city on the I-95 corridor. Quick shout out to Patricia in Baltimore who messaged me last night saying her joints were aching worse than she's felt in 20 years. And Thomas in Long Island who said his barometer dropped faster in 12 hours than any storm he's tracked in 3 decades of living there. Y'all in the comments are literally the best early warning system out there. Keep those local observations coming all weekend. All right, here's my prediction, and I want you to screenshot this right now. I'm dead serious. Grab your phone and snap a picture. Boston ends up over 20 inches. Long Island sees at least 24, and somewhere on the Delmarva Peninsula hits 28 inches or more. If I'm wrong on all 3, I'll own it in Wednesday's video, and y'all can roast me in the comments all you want. That's only fair. But if I nail it, you owe me a subscribe and you got to share this with everyone you know in the path of this thing. We got a deal. Now let me break this down city by city. And I'm going to give you the straight talk, not the watered down version you'll get on the 6 o'clock news. Starting with the epicenter of this whole mess. And folks, if you live anywhere in the Northeast, you need to lean in real close right now. New York City. And I ain't going to mince words here. 15 to 24 inches of snow with a blizzard warning in effect. High of 35, low of 25. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour are going to create near zero visibility. And that's the textbook definition of life-threatening conditions. The last time NYC had a setup like this, the whole city ground to a halt for 3 days, and that was with a functioning power grid. My buddy Steve in Brooklyn, been living there since the Ford administration, called me this morning saying this reminds him of the big ones from back in the day, Boston. And I got to level with you here. 18 to 26 inches with legitimate blizzard conditions and potential for record-breaking February totals. High of 34, low of 24, and that snow is going to be falling at 2 to 3 inches per hour at peak intensity Sunday night into Monday morning. If you've lived in New England for 15 or 20 years, you remember what a real nor'easter can do. Well, you're about to get a refresher course. The last time we saw totals like this was back in 2015, and folks still talk about that storm like it happened yesterday. Philadelphia, 14 to 22 inches with blizzard warning conditions, high of 36, low of 26. This could be one for the record books. And here's what worries me about Philly. PECO's track record with major storms ain't exactly something to write home about. Remember 2021 when they left folks sitting in the cold for 4 days straight, same grid, same infrastructure, same concerns. If you've got elderly parents or grandparents in the Philly area, check on them today, not tomorrow when the lines are jammed. Long Island. Oh boy, you folks are staring down the barrel of 16 to 26 inches. Blizzard warning already posted across the whole island. Islip, Hempstead, Huntington, Babylon, Oyster Bay. Every single one of you is dead center in the bullseye for potentially historic totals. The banding feature showing up on the models could drop 3 to 4 inches per hour in some spots. And that ain't a typo. That's insane. Marjorie from Smithtown dropped a comment yesterday asking if she should move her car off the street. Honey? Yes, do it today, not tonight. Buffalo. And y'all are built different up there. Everybody knows that. But 18 to 28 inches with lake effect is serious even by your standards. High of 30, low of 20. And that lake effect machine is going to keep cranking long after the main system pulls out to sea. Linda from Orchard Park left a comment saying her neighbor's horses were acting real skittish yesterday. Old farmers swear that means a big one's coming. I don't know if there's science behind that, but after 30 years of doing this, I've learned not to argue with folks who read the animals. Cleveland at 12 to 20 inches with lake effect blizzard conditions. High of 33, low of 23, that whole I-90 corridor is going to be shut down. Detroit at 10 to 16 inches combining lake effect with the main storm. High of 32, low of 22, Motor City is in for a rough few days. If you're in one of those older Detroit homes with the original plumbing from the 50s or 60s, let those faucets drip tonight or you're going to have a real mess. Harold in Dearborn messaged me asking about timing. Here's your answer, brother. Heavy snow starts tonight and doesn't quit till Monday afternoon. Chicago at 8 to 14 inches with heavy lake effect snow. High of 34, low of 22, winter storm warning in effect for Cook County and beyond. That lake wind is going to be absolutely brutal. Wind chills dropping into the single digits. Layer up if you absolutely have to go outside. Milwaukee at 10 to 15 inches of heavy lake snow. High of 32, low of 21, same setup as Chicago, but you're catching even more of that lake enhancement. Now here's where I need everyone in the Mid-Atlantic to really pay attention, because this next part could save your life this weekend. Washington, D.C. at 8 to 14 inches with a winter storm warning. High of 38, low of 28, and that's a huge deal for the nation's capital. This snow could start as rain Sunday morning and then dramatically switch to heavy wet snow around lunchtime. And it just keeps coming from there. I know D.C. ain't exactly known for handling snow with grace and dignity. So if you work downtown, make Monday a work-from-home day. Trust me on this. Baltimore at 10 to 18 inches with blizzard potential. High of 37, low of 27, you're smack in the middle of that heavy snow corridor. The Delmarva Peninsula is where the models are showing the absolute highest totals. We're talking potentially 2 feet or more in some spots. Virginia Beach and Norfolk at 5 to 10 inches with snow and rain mixing. Winter weather advisory in effect. Coastal flooding is a real concern. Hampton at 5 to 10 inches with that same mix. High of 46, low of 32, and the flooding risk along the Tidewater is no joke. Richmond at 6 to 12 inches with a snow mix. High of 44, low of 31, you're riding that razor's edge between rain and snow all day Sunday. Now here's the thing about this storm that makes it particularly nasty. And I need the older folks especially to hear this part. This ain't going to be that light, fluffy, powdery snow that's easy to push around with a broom, not even close. This will be heavy, wet, cement-like snow that weighs a ton and sticks to absolutely everything it touches. Every single year we lose folks because they tried to shovel their driveway too fast and their heart couldn't take the strain. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I've seen it happen and I don't want it happening to anyone watching this video. Take breaks every 10 or 15 minutes, stay hydrated, and for heaven's sake, don't try to be a hero out there. The snow will still be there in an hour. Newark and Jersey City at 12 to 21 inches with blizzard conditions. High of 36, low of 25, the whole metro area is getting hammered. Providence at 12 to 20 inches with blizzard warning. High of 34, low of 24, Rhode Island is about to get absolutely buried by this thing. Eleanor in Cranston asked about her morning commute Monday. Eleanor, honey, there ain't going to be a morning commute Monday. Stay home. Worcester at 14 to 22 inches. High of 32, low of 22, and the higher terrain west of the city could see even more than that. Pittsburgh at 8 to 14 inches with heavy snow. High of 35, low of 25, Steel City is in for a long couple of days dealing with this. Rochester and Syracuse both looking at 14 to 22 inches of lake-enhanced snow. Classic upstate New York winter weather cranked up to 11. Are any of y'all already seeing flakes out there? Drop your exact location in the comments. I'm comparing what you're reporting with the radar. Indianapolis at 7 to 13 inches with heavy snow. High of 33, low of 23. And that's a significant amount even for the Midwest. Columbus at 6 to 12 inches. Cincinnati at 6 to 11. The whole Ohio Valley is catching a piece of this storm. Minneapolis-St. Paul at 8 to 14 inches. High of 30, low of 18, piling on top of what you folks have already dealt with this season. Grand Rapids at 8 to 14 inches. Fort Wayne at 7 to 12. Toledo at 8 to 14. The Great Lakes region is getting absolutely pummeled. Madison at 7 to 12 inches. Des Moines at 6 to 11. Omaha at 5 to 10. Even the western Midwest is catching significant snow. Kansas City at 4 to 8 inches with a snow advisory. St. Louis at 4 to 8, you're on the edge, but still very much in the game. Now, while all this is happening on the East Coast, I gotta mention the West Coast is dealing with its own major event right now. An atmospheric river is slamming the Pacific Northwest with 5 to 10 inches of rain in 72 hours. Flash flood warnings are up everywhere. Seattle, Portland, Tacoma, all getting absolutely soaked, so if you've got family out there, might want to give them a call too. Now back to the main event. Let me explain why this nor'easter is setting up to be so incredibly intense. We've got 3 separate moisture sources all converging at the exact same time. That's like the perfect recipe for a monster. Moisture from the Rockies, moisture streaming up from the Gulf, and a low pressure bombing out right off the Carolina coast. That low is going to drop to around 999 millibars in just 24 hours. That's explosive intensification. That's a serious storm. The track is hugging the coast close enough to pump all that Atlantic moisture straight into the cold air sitting over the Northeast. On top of the main storm, we've got lake effect bands cranking across the Great Lakes, so Buffalo and Cleveland are getting hit twice. This is what we call a double barrel setup, and it's why the totals are so ridiculously high across such a massive area. Now let me break down timing because this is critical for planning your next 48 hours. Snow starts developing tonight across West Virginia and western Pennsylvania, working its way east through the overnight hours. By Sunday morning, heavy snow is falling across Maryland, Virginia, D.C., and into Pennsylvania, and it just keeps ramping up from there. Sunday afternoon into evening is when this thing really cranks. That's when we'll see those 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates. Sunday night into early Monday morning is peak blizzard conditions. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour with heavy snow creating total whiteouts. Monday morning commute. Forget about it. There is absolutely no way anyone should be attempting to drive in these conditions. Now I gotta talk safety, and after what happened to those 153 people during Fern, I refuse to hold anything back. One of the biggest concerns is this storm could knock out power for over 10 million people across the region. Those 50 miles per hour gusts combined with heavy wet snow clinging to trees and power lines. That's exactly how grids fail. If you haven't seen something like this in 10 or 15 years, well, this is exactly the kind of storm that takes everything down. Get your supplies today, not tomorrow when the stores are mobbed and the bread aisle looks like a tornado hit it. Food, water, medications, flashlights, batteries, anything you'd need if you couldn't leave your house for 3 solid days. Charge every single device you own tonight, phones, tablets, laptops, those portable battery packs your kids gave you for Christmas. If you've got a generator, test it today, not tomorrow. Make sure it's got fuel and you remember exactly how it works. And I'm going to say this as clearly as I possibly can. That generator goes outside, period. 20 feet from any window or door. No exceptions, no just this once, no I'll crack the garage door, none of that. Outside or don't run it at all. Carbon monoxide is what killed Almao Martinez, that 39-year-old father I mentioned earlier, and it'll kill you just as quick. That gas has no smell, no color, and by the time you start feeling woozy, it might already be too late to save yourself. I've read the incident reports from Fern, and let me tell you, those stories will keep you up at night. Don't become one of them. Now here's something that saved lives during the last storm, and I need you to actually do it. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly folks living alone. A quick 5-minute phone call could genuinely be the difference between life and death. During Fern, some folks who didn't make it were found days later because nobody thought to check until it was too late. If you're over 60 and living by yourself, please reach out to someone now. Give a neighbor your number. Pride ain't worth your life. Get your pets inside today. I say this every single video and I'll keep saying it. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. Keep your car's gas tank at least half full. If you lose power, your car becomes your backup heat source in an emergency. And for crying out loud, if you don't absolutely have to be on the road during this storm, just stay home. It really is that simple. All right, here are the 4 things on my radar that I need you to keep on yours for the next 72 hours. Number 1, Historic nor'easter with blizzard conditions Sunday through Tuesday, potentially record-breaking totals. Number 2. Widespread power outage risk from those 50 miles per hour gusts and heavy wet snow bringing down trees and lines. Number 3. Lake effect snow piling up across the Great Lakes on top of main storm totals, double barrel impact. Number 4. Another Alberta clipper coming Tuesday and Wednesday. So even after this clears out, we ain't done yet. Don't forget that prediction I had you screenshot. Boston over 20 Long Island over 24 Delmarva hits 28 inches. Come back Wednesday and let's see how I did. I'm putting my reputation on the line because I believe in this forecast. After watching what happened to those 153 families during Fern, I made myself a promise to never sugarcoat another storm. If your city is at risk, I'm going to tell you straight, no hedging, no maybes, no, well, it could go either way. Just the truth. The same utilities that failed those families are about to get tested again, and I pray they've learned something. But I ain't holding my breath. If you know someone in these affected areas, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, send them this video right now. The information about generator safety and carbon monoxide alone could save somebody's life this weekend. It's that serious. Hit that like button if this helped you out. It genuinely makes a difference getting these warnings in front of more people who need them. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll have updates tonight and throughout the storm as conditions develop on the ground. Leave me a comment with your city so I know where everybody's watching from. And let me know what region you want me to dive deeper on tomorrow. Also, tell me, are you excited about this snow or are you completely done with winter at this point? I'm genuinely curious what y'all think. The community in these comments has been absolutely incredible all winter. Folks sharing local updates, looking out for each other. That's exactly what it's all about right there. We're all in this together and we're going to ride out this storm the same way. Stay warm, stay safe, check on your neighbors, keep those pets inside, and I'll see you tonight with the latest model updates. I appreciate every single one of you watching more than you know. Y'all stay safe out there, take care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk again real soon, probably in just a few hours when the next model run drops. Peace.